Hello, everyone, and welcome to the grand finals match. Riders, guys. I'll be joined shortly by my co-commentator. Hi. Until then, we're gonna see our two top contestants here, Wugga and Shauny, battle it out for the second, actually for the third time, I believe. Last week we had a bracket reset, and Wugga took the victory over Shauny in a victory, I would say. But Shauny also had a pretty decisive victory for Shauny early in the tournament.
Hello. But yeah, Revan, do you have some problems with your mic? I can see that people in the chat not. Oh, now you're good. Now you're good.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Now it's better because I could also hear you a little bit distorted. Now it's good. But yeah, runners have been counted down and they're off.
So we will. Okay, we're gonna see both of them pick up Kuhn as expected. We can have any cheeky naming here.
Probably none of them want to take time for it. Oh no, Shauny is doing that traditional thing.
Classic.
Yeah.
Wugga doesn't have time for it though.
Yeah.
And that's understandable.
A few seconds here or there. So far in this tourney, I don't think that we've had a match where like those few seconds would matter. Usually the wins were more decisive.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but who knows? It's grand finals. First moment of RNG. Let's see. We can see that like Wugga got hit, which means that like
exit loop.
Yeah.
He's gonna opt to keep it. I don't hate that.
And I think they'll have a little bit different RNG.
Yeah, they
there
will.
You go.
Wugga ended up taking an extra step and took a hit, I believe. So they're at least.
Steel shield is very nice. Definitely, I like that. But I'm not sure I would have gotten rid of that sword.
Yeah, he didn't really get much reward out of it. I mean, the exit loop is nice, but the treasure is kind of lackluster there. Shauny, on the other hand, pulling a diamond shield.
Wugga got a steel shield. That's not bad at all either. It's just one defense less. Yeah.
Bad, but it can rust, which is noting.
I think that like both of them will try to.
Yeah, both are gonna opt to fight Gosh here. I like that choice here. We'll probably see direct grid from both sides. Yeah.
There you go. Now the important part. Do they get the wind crystal? Shauny doesn't get it. Wugga doesn't get it. No wind crystals. So we are in it.
That should have been the same RNG if I'm correct. They both did 3 turns.
Yes, exactly. And wind crystals are not very not very common in the tower, so they'll probably be in it for a long run, unless they die. And we can see already that they get a little bit
harder. 4-3. Oh man.
Yeah. How do they deal with them? Shauny is trying to escape via the north exit, while Wugga was trying to escape different exit. And it didn't work very well for him. Luckily, he was able to like pick up that Pulumpa, toss it at Barong turn around, and now he has time to like run away. Shauny has changed his strategy a bit. He's now fighting that Batnel.
Hit it for a 3 with mixed magic with his sword on high ground and the 17 heal. Oh yeah.
I think that's it for Shauny. Yeah, he decides that he doesn't want to do anything with it.
That is a rough start. You don't want to see things like dragons, Batnels that early. Though they are pretty much anything involved really that early. It's going to be very difficult. Batnels specifically because they are water element, Kuhn's fire. It was just I don't blame him for before just doing a reset there.
Yeah, but like Septic mentions, he lost all of the starter items. This game works this way that like if you leave the tower not by your own will but by death, you're losing everything. The only thing that is kept is level of your familiar, but Shauny didn't get any, so it's basically few minutes lost plus few items.
Yeah, that is true, but we are only 4 minutes in. He
Oh,
does
yeah.
have floor 1 that he can scour to try and get some items back. He has another chance to fight Gosh. I mean, and the big thing here, he has another draw on floor 3 to hopefully not
Yeah.
be
No
so
badness.
mean.
Ooh, for Wugga that's a little bit misfortunate, yeah, but luckily he knows his things, he knows how monsters AI work, he was able to get around that Batnel even though it was first turned around a little bit weirdly because of that Polumpa. But yeah, let's see, will he try to stay on this floor? Because the problem is that he's still level 1. That's one of the biggest problems of this game, like in second tower, is that like you have to go to floor 3 with level 1, and that Batnel was possibly level 3 or 4. Early on, this level difference is quite much, especially like when we consider that your spell balls are shot with the level of your level times 4. So at level 1, it's only using
Ooh.
level 4. Oh yeah,
Picked up
beautiful.
the Scarlet
Scarlet.
one there. He's looking pretty
That's a
good
big
now.
one, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be huge.
Definitely, that's something that Shauny always like looks for. So hopefully he can find something as amazing on his second entry. One thing that I don't know whether we mentioned, but in this tournament it's a little bit different compared to others, where we allow re-entries, be it via death or wind crystals, but only up to 2 hours. After 2 hours, if they leave the tower, that's it. And their score is the maximum floor that they reach in all of their runs, not just the final run, in all of their runs. And of course, the winner is the one who gets the highest floor in all of the runs. If someone reaches floor 99, that's automatic win because you cannot get higher than that.
Well, technically.
Yeah.
Ooh, and only 7, even with the Scarlet one there. I don't think that's gonna be enough damage. Oh, the Binding Ball, it might be enough.
Those Batnels have 25 HP, if I recall correctly. So it's gonna be few more attacks. Yeah, go.
Shauny picked up a leather shield right before he went up to floor 2. He has a
Not
wooden
something
wand.
that he wants usually. He's not like.
No, yeah, usually he's looking for the mirror shield, and I don't hate the mirror shield, especially in second tower where you don't know what you're going to encounter. But finding a leather shield, I mean, you gotta put it on.
Oh yeah, definitely. Better leather shield than nothing.
Exactly.
And early on, I think I would prefer to have this steel shield or diamond shield that Shauny had earlier.
Yeah, oh,
But yeah,
for sure, absolutely. For this early on, yeah, that defense reduction is actually useful, and
around floor 10, probably 12,
yeah.
the leather shield will be already so much better. There you go. Wugga has no problems disposing of wind monsters, but even that snowman was not really much of a threat to him, thanks to the fact that...
Okay. Shauny got off a little lucky on that warp trap. They're only going a few tiles away.
Ooh, yeah.
Now, you see, something that we didn't talk about, Shai, with Shauny dying that early, he has no idea what any of his items are anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Wugga at least has an idea of, like, he has his fireball, his med herbs, and whatever else he brought up with him to that point, but Shauny lost his PETA, the med, well, he got his med herb back, but, well, his PETA herb back.
PETA herb, awesome.
Yeah, there you go, he changed it back. He did lose a little bit of headway on his item identification as well, because of the re-obfuscation there.
He's in a little bit bit of a pickle now. Let's see whether he can deal with it. Okay, that troll, that was big. That additional level, that's something amazing, definitely.
That Brid is costing a nice chunk of MP. That's 10 MP
Yeah,
per cast there. He does have the 2 Pita fruits though, so he's not,
yeah, that shouldn't
the
be.
end of the world there, but it is a little pricey compared to even Direct or especially Mega Man.
There you go. He was able to like get rid of both troll and the
Wugga
Weedog.
finding himself between some snowman and a bad Mel. That's not a place you want to see. He's up to 12 damage though. That's pretty solid.
That's actually quite bad because, like I said, that Batman has
Yeah,
25
yeah,
HP. So
yeah, and it deals 19 up.
yeah, you have to be very careful about Batnals. They're the worst enemies that you can find early on, and also one of the worst enemies that you can find later on. So they're just the worst enemies.
Shauny not wanting anything to do with the Gulf one. Perhaps trying to make a statement towards Try. Your
I don't know
comments
why.
last week.
Golfund is awesome in 1 of 10 situations.
I
Or maybe
mean,
20.
I don't think one at this point in time.
Yeah, like of course, like it's not something that you usually want to be stuck with, but it's
No, yeah,
situational.
exactly. You will definitely want to have a way to back out of wind strat for sure.
Okay, and now that Wugga is leaving, I presume floor 4, is he trying to kill that bat now? Yeah, yeah. There you go. And I think he'll be out of the battle floor. So. Ooh, 11. That's a bad damage. Oh, luckily he got 14. That's exactly the HP that he needed. 1 less, and Batnel would recover all of its HP.
Shauny finding a lot of scrolls here.
6 cards, though.
I wonder how many of them may or may not be the same. Okay, identified the Holy Bell early.
That's very nice item. Did we talk about obfuscation?
I think maybe briefly. You know a lot more about it than I do, so take it away there.
So second tower is special in that sense that it's employing more or less like traditional roguelike elements.
It's 3D curse scrolls. Shauny has 3D curse scrolls.
Yeah. So the thing is that many of the items, not all of the categories, but some of the categories will come obfuscated. The obfuscation is not random in that sense that we know what item possibly can be based on the number of hearts that it has. So some items are unique in the number of hearts, and most of the items are not unique, but you more or less can guesstimate what it can be based on the probability and number of hearts. The only way to identify the item is to, or 2 ways to identify the item is to use it, or to use truth glasses on it. And of course, items give you something that like allow you to fight on higher floors, because the difficulty scaling is so steep in this game that you will need items on those higher floors. And if you don't know what the items are, it's going to be really hard to fight, especially when, you know, on the higher floors you cannot probably take more than 1 hit. So they will try to quote-unquote identify the items as soon as possible, so that later on they will be able to use them more efficiently. And that's pretty much the gist of it. And the scrolls that we're talking about, the 6 heart scrolls, there are like 2 really good items there, Holy and Restore scroll, like as a possibility. And the curse is one of the worst things that you can get.
Necessarily.
Unless you're stuck with the curse, which Shauny sort of was.
You stuck with that cursed earth shield. I mean, suddenly that decurse scroll is looking pretty sweet.
That's the thing in this game, that like most of the items have use. Sometimes very niche, but still it's a use.
Yeah, and that is one of the things I truly love about this game. There's so many different ways to use the different items and different situations and whatnot. There's just so much tactical. And because of that, I mean, it leads to so many different styles of gameplay. and you can see that our community, our Discord, I don't know if that's been linked in chat at all yet, but our Discord is over 600 strong at this point. There's so many different styles of play in this game, it's ridiculous.
We can see that in the meantime, Shauny actually took the lead. He got to floor 6, which was one room floor, not something that you usually want to see. And luckily, he was spawned next to the elevator. He goes to 7. Oh no, it's a prison trap. Luckily, his CUNY didn't decide to like defend Ko, and after one hit from a Mandara, he woke up. It's not a fun situation to be in, but he definitely has now ways to deal with it. Okay. Bloom? That's a very good egg bomb.
Yeah, that's a pretty good egg bomb, yeah. Although, Shauny did consume a C seed earlier, he's very likely going to want to go water strats. He lost his Palumpa egg with his early death, and that Bloom would have been a nice potential replacement for it. In a fusion setting there, just to get it water. But he does have the CC identified, so if he's able to find another one of those, he'll know. It is also a bit early to switch elements at this point, so you wouldn't have wanted to use it for a while yet anyway. But...
Oh yeah. But like you said, he already has it identified, and that's most important. Yeah. Knowledge in this game, especially in second tower, is almost everything. Of course, they're like knowledge of items.
Wugga might be feeling pretty happy right about now. He's on floor 6, so he has potential to get an egg, and this floor has spiders on it.
Definitely. So that
I would not be surprised, with it being this early of the floor and with spiders being on it, I would not be surprised if we see him scour the entire floor here.
Especially that he doesn't really have any problems fighting. If there were like dragons or Batnel on this floor, he wouldn't be so happy about scouting it, but with this setup, definitely.
Yeah, he's doing 31 damage to this unicorn. He's not feeling threatened at all.
Yeah. Just one note about the eggs in second tower. They work this way that like the monster that you can find in the egg is one of the monsters from the floor. So there is, if you see a monster, it is a possibility that it's in the egg if you find it on the floor. Shauny is now fighting a killer. That's also one of the monsters that you usually don't want to see. He should be able to like get rid of it with double AI, but he doesn't want to take any risk. Direct Brit, okay.
Don't want to play around with killers if you can help it.
Especially early on.
Oh yeah, that plus 8.
Unfortunately.
Ooh, 30 damage on floor 8. That's ridiculous. I mean, he is only using a leather shield, but man, he definitely felt that one.
Yeah, and if he like missed that second shot, he would have been done for. That's why you usually don't want to mess with killers.
I like how he's both simultaneously clearing inventory and using those swords for effective damage. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good.
Oh, I'm not sure I would have picked up CUNY because now he needs to lose a turn.
Oh, that might be it there. That's
there you go,
be
24.
Yep. That Shauny
third
down again. He's going to be attempting his third climb. He does have some levels on Kuhn now, so it shouldn't be quite as difficult. Kuhn should be able to carry him through the first, I don't know, 5 or so floors. Yeah, 5 or so floors just by on his own, without him having any gear.
Again, no inventory. He needs to find everything from the scratch.
Well, it is worth noting, though, Chai. It is worth noting that Shauny is technically in the lead here. His max score is 8,
definitely.
and Wugga's only on 6 here. Even though he is still only on the first climb, he's had chose to stick it out. Had that rough first floors, and I mean, now he's scouring for eggs and leveling up. So it's taking a little time, but he's looking pretty good. His Q's level 8. He's level 7. Scarlet Wand, Steel Shield, he's looking pretty good.
Oh yeah, Wugga is set for a long run with this inventory. Yeah, especially the Scarlet Wand. The shield soon, like we discussed earlier, will not be that much useful, but Scarlet Wand is something that will carry him for a very, very long time.
He's definitely going to be keeping his eye open for more spell balls here. That binding ball has got to be low, if not empty, by this point from all the
Wugga has to be
batonels.
very careful now because those green mutes are not so fun when they decide to use Pillar, and unfortunately they decide to use it quite often.
Oh yeah. Pretty much any monster that has access to a spell loves to use it.
Yeah, and there you go. Luckily for Wugga, he is able to get rid of it. And he spawned into an item room, which is definitely a nice thing.
Ooh. Okay.
What is Shauny doing? Okay, I guess like it's the standard
I
strategy
assume
of like just tossing CUNY.
Oh yeah, I'm guilty of that myself. With
Yeah.
not having any items, Q's gonna be doing all the work. It's just too much time going in and out of the inventory or the menus.
And now Wugga is fighting killers. Let's see. Luckily for him, he can get rid of killers without taking any damage. If he did get a damage, he probably would have respected them a little bit more and be a little bit more careful.
Yeah.
Oops, a miss, but that's not much of a problem for Wugga, yeah. He's still on floors where like taking a hit is not that much of a problem, as long as it's not a killer or dragon, right?
Or Batnail. Don't count out the Batnails.
Batnails on these levels are not that strong yet, but later on they're just crazy stupid strong.
I mean, even these deaths should do decent damage, right? They have the weapon bonus with the scythe, right?
Yeah, I think the bonus is 4 for them, which is not bad. Killers have 8. And that allows them to do this kind of crazy damage so early.
Just for reference, 8 is almost the equivalent of the strongest sword in the game?
Oh yeah.
Or the equivalent?
No, the strongest is Dark Sword, right? And that would be 10.
Right, yeah, that's 10, yeah. So it's almost the equivalent of the strongest sword in the game.
And when you get to have a Dark Sword or a Holy Sword early on, you can like forget CUNY. You can just destroy almost everything yourself.
Yeah, for a pretty good while too.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a decent shield early on, you can definitely commando your way up to a respectable floor with just that.
We can see Shauny fighting Ghosh again. Will he get a Wind Crystal this time? Although I don't think that like he really needs it. Now he just needs to go fast. It's only technically 20 minutes, but against Wugga that's 20 minutes. That's not just 20 minutes. Wugga is crazy fast if things go right for him. But he's taking his time to identify everything. We will see him definitely pick up speed a little bit later on.
I'd like to, identify the bind. And, it still has 4 charges, man. That had like 7 charges when he found it.
That's so nice.
That's got to be close to maximum charges, like, randomly found, right?
Oh yeah. Now Shauny is dealing with a little bit of a problem of second tower. It's not really a thing that was more or less finished. It's a hidden content. We are playing it thanks to the amazing programmer, the author of the de-randomizing randomizer. But yeah, this content was not really finished, so there may be still some bugs in it. And one of the bugs, although it's hard to call it bug if it's unfinished, is that renaming of the items can be messed up on the subsequent re-entries. And that's what Shauny has to deal with every now and then. And we can
my understanding why that happens because the hearts are actually Japanese characters that aren't actually being displayed, and some of those characters are reused in different categories. So if you rename like the medicinal herb, and it has the that heart meant like shiny, and it's we saw it earlier in with Shauny. He had a pita herb where it was meant to be Med, but because he had renamed that specific character, it was also used with the PETA, and it kind of jumbled it up. So re-entries, when you rename items like that, can be a little confusing. I fell victim to that myself, where I thought I had like, I think it was pillar ball. I thought I had like 3 pillar balls, and I had 1 pillar ball. The other 2 were, I think they were still something decent, but it wasn't what I had it labeled as. So very surprising when I went to use a pillar ball and it wasn't pillar. So that's something you gotta, yeah, you gotta keep your mental gymnastics going for the repeated entries. And I know that both runners have access through state display. Chai created a nice item tracker for the runners for this tournament. And I know that Shauny is a nice, he likes to do his pen and paper thing, so he probably has his own system going on to keep track of things like that.
We can see it from his stream that he's actually marking those items on the item tracker as well.
Oh, is he? Okay, okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Shauny is now fighting with one of the other monsters that you definitely don't want to deal with. It's a Kraken. It's not that.
He managed to get out of that relatively unscathed. Oh, he's just only 4/4, that's why.
Yeah, his CUNY is still a little bit stronger than other monsters, so yeah. So it should be fine. But again, Krakens are not something that you want to deal with. Now a little bit of a misunderstanding of how far away you were from that Kraken, and now Kraken will follow you. 3 hearts. Ooh.
That hurt.
Yeah. Oh! That's not.
Oh, that's not. Kyun should be able to handle this, I would think.
Yeah, I think
it's not ideal.
Yeah, but now normally, like, I know that Shauny does it this way, that whenever he turns to Frog, he usually likes to stand next to Ko, so that he can take some of the damage. But with this little HP that he has, he cannot take any damage.
Wugga finding and identifying a mule egg on floor 9.
I doubt he will be hatching.
He might hatch it. Well, no, he does still have. He does still have his bloom egg, I believe. So he probably won't hatch that.
Yeah. I still remember from, I think, first match of Wugga in this tournament where he had a rose fruit and he used it on a mule. And he didn't like it. It didn't like play up with him that much. So he sort of has a little bit of a adverse situation towards, like, feelings towards mule.
Unfortunately, in this situation, the mule is kind of useless unless he wants to hatch it and use it as like a recovery unit, because it does have a heal spell, and it has a unique diet that you can feed it any herb or seed or fruit to restore a good chunk of its MP, so you can use it quite frequently. But it is quite time consuming, and with it being this low of a level, it's probably not going to heal very well, so I doubt we'll see it even used for that. But it's not really a good egg bomb. Mules are not known for their strength, unfortunately, so if I had to guess, it's likely going to end up as food if he needs it for Kyun.
Oh yeah. Actually, from the last week match where we had again Shauny versus Wugga, Newell was sort of a downfall for Shauny. It's not like he could have done anything more because he lost his CUNY and just had a chance to hatch a Newell, but very quickly realized how weak Newell is, because most of the time he was hitting on AI1 for 1 or 3, which was not enough to, do the proper AI1, AI3 damage.
The big problem that Shauny had was that he hatched the Newell at like level 27 or 28, so it had not only the 20 levels that it required as Newell to turn into the Batnell, but it had an extra 7 or 8 levels of terrible level up stat growth before it turned into the Batnell. So Batnell was basically worthless at that point. It was a warm body to take heat, and you could heal and whatnot, but other than that, he was. And he had mixed magic that was alright, but that kind of put Shauny into a box there that he couldn't really fight his way out of.
In the meantime, we didn't mention it, but Wugga did take over Shauny in terms of highest floor. He's now on floor 10, and he found an ice shield. That's definitely something nice. Elemental shields are definitely useful. Of course, they create some kind of weakness for you. He has now a shield of water element, which makes it so that he is weak against wind monsters. But wind monsters are also something that he can fairly easily dispose of with his Fire Cuny and a Scarlet Wand. So yeah, definitely he's got a very good setup. If you check his inventory, those 7 hearts,
Yeah, he's got 3 of them.
Yeah, 7 hearts herbs. That's one of the unique items in terms of numbers of hearts. So we know that those are sleep herbs. Very useful item. Oh, and barongs.
Oh no.
Oh yes. Oh yes, yes, yes. Those are very fun. So now we'll have a little bit of a play. Wugga has a leather shield as well, so definitely something nice.
And the egg that Shauny was desperately trying to hatch is just a stealth. Holding on to it, he might want to be holding on to it for an emergency tile immunity. Other than that, I don't really see much use for that stealth, unfortunately. I guess theoretically, if he finds another egg, he could fuse. Ultima doesn't have a spell. He could fuse it to give stealth and AOE mixed magic. Again, very expensive, very niche. Probably not going to see that. Oh, finally finding a shield on floor 6, and it's not even cursed. Can you believe it?
Shield. That's something that Wugga had. Maybe that will bring him the same fairly good luck that Wugga has. In the meantime, Wugga is again playing with a barong. I absolutely don't blame him for that, and it's not just because I really like the barongs, but also it's this fairly on.
Early on, and the barong can give you essentially any item for the most part, so it's very nice to be able to just get a bunch of items and be able to identify them, if nothing else.
If nothing better than just identification. He knows that he's got a
through
holy bell, I
process
presume.
of elimination, he knows that's a holy bell.
I presume he already used the malicious bell? Yes, I'm checking his stream and his item tracker. He already identified malicious bell, so that one is definitely
appears to be... Is it? I thought it was water.
I always mix up those two.
I always get those two backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna opt to kill. I guess he's not really having much problems with killing things on this floor, so.
Yeah, because normally, he would pick up that that barong and toss it at other monsters to turn them around. But yeah, like you said, he probably doesn't have any problems fighting, especially. You know, he's got Scarlet Wand, Ice Shield, and Leather Shield. So, yeah, he's just having good time identifying items that will bring benefit later on.
How do you feel about carrying Leva fruits in the second tower,
If I have empty inventory, I can keep it, but spending slot just to keep the Leva, nah.
From my experience, pickets seem to be a little bit rare to find. I mean, I know we've seen them. We've definitely seen them. I mean, yeah. I don't think I might have seen a few picket floors in my personal matches, and I know we've seen a few recently. But they're definitely, they don't appear to be as common as they would in the, standard tower.
3 hearts fruit, that's definitely something exciting.
Yeah, he's definitely excited about that. That has potential to be a few good things, actually.
Oh yeah. Everybody, like the ultimate prize for playing the wrong game is a rose fruit, which is an item that can turn any monster into an egg. So you know what monster you will get from that egg, and this way you can get one of the amazing monsters. And just happens so that Roche Fruit has 3 hearts. Immediately checking it.
Oh, it's just a big pita.
One thing that I want to point out is that Big Pita and Roche Fruit have exactly same very low chance of showing up. So this Big Pita very easily could have been Roche because it's 0.3% within the fruits category. So same good luck to get Big Pita or Roche, but of course Roche is just so much better.
Yeah.
Septic the same because like Barong is using normal chances for like for Barong it's different in that sense that like it's just taking any item randomly, right? So it's all of the items have exactly the same chance, if I recall right. I would have to double check it, or is it like used based on the item spawn rates? Ooh. Unfortunately, it hits.
Oh, that's a little rough here.
And
Darms don't have a lot of HP, but they are water, and they do have this. Oh, that's kind of ideal.
Yeah, I guess like Wugga has no real danger here. He can get out of it, but of course he needs to like use some items, and that's not a fun thing.
Yeah, unfortunately, because he's confused, he can use items in the direction that he wants to, but if he tries to move or attack, he will move or attack in one of 8 random directions. And I believe in the confused state, you can actually hurt your familiar, can you?
I don't think you can. I'm fairly certain that you cannot unless you enable that option in, well, options.
Is there actually an option for that?
Yes. I know that we never check it, but like in the beginning of the game, there is, options menu, and you can enable their possibility to have friendly fire.
I have to look at the options for this game. It's been a long time since I've done that.
Okay.
Alright, process of elimination, he knows what that that fruit is.
Love is unique in terms of number of hearts, so 5 hearts fruit is always love. Wind crystal, I think he might want to keep it.
Yeah, I think I would at this point. I think I'd at least hold on to it for a little while.
Yeah. Paralyzed one, not very useful.
That's not a bad thing to have. If he does end up going water, I mean, at this point, because he is level 11, he very easily could. That would be a decent replacement for the Scarlet Wand. Until he finds a Scream Wand, potentially. And he knows that it's not cursed because it came from the Barong, so there is that as well. Shauny dealing with pickets.
There you go, you wanted pickets, you got them. I don't think those pickets will cause any problems to him, being fire and all.
Just a time-consuming thing, because this Kuhn is going to take like 2 or 3 hits to kill them. I love that Kuhn has different attack animations for the height differences.
A little bit of a nice detail. Ooh, 2 Barongs are still coming towards Wugga. But
Shauny
no
finding
worries,
and immediately equipping the Paralyzed Wand. He sees the benefits. He sees the benefits.
Well, the benefit is that like he doesn't have any other weapons, so...
Exactly, he didn't have anything else. It was all benefit. Oh my, and 3, look at this. Wugga has so many Barongs.
They're fairly rare in normal gameplay, but in this one...
Golf Wind, yeah, you don't need that, buddy. Oh, but now there's so many items, they're getting pushed around under everything.
Yeah, but he
Coins,
still has all the
coins,
coins. Yeah, that's good.
White, nah.
Blue, I would just toss it
Nah,
here.
yeah, you don't need a blue sand.
Defense in
We
this game
definitely
is
don't
not
need a
very
red
useful.
sand either.
That like playing with Barongs gives Shauny a little bit of time to catch up. He's now floor 7, only 4 floors difference. But no matter what, Wugga is still like in so much better situation. His inventory is really beautiful. He's got the ultimate equipment.
Q is level 12, ready for an element change if need be.
Skinny was a little bit low on MP, but that's not big of a problem. He still has Pida. He found another Pida
Red
now.
sand,
So...
you don't need the red sand, man.
Oops.
Oh, no,
What
bye-bye,
was
Holy
that
Bell.
bell? That was Holy Bell?
That was a Holy Bell, yeah.
Oh, well, it was meant to be.
Spiders.
Spiders.
Spiders, we know what that means.
Oh, well, that egg, new egg, was on floor 9, right? So it's a little bit... It's technically
yeah.
possible, if I recall right, that you would have a...
Isn't it minimum 5 floors?
but
or does
no,
the second
no.
tower work different with the egg?
No. It's not like 5 floors since last egg, because the points are sort of truncated, not zeroed out when you find an egg. So let's say that his points were 150 at the point of finding the egg. So after finding the egg, the points would be 50. And there is like plus X amount of points every floor, right? So there is possibility to even have two floors of eggs back to back.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Shauny getting bullied there a little bit by a group of pickets.
But by quick math, I can tell you that on this floor it's still impossible to have an egg. Because on first entry we know exactly, well, more or less exactly, how many points there are.
Right, Shauny at this point is a little more ambiguous.
Oh yeah. On the re-entry it's very random. Because we don't know the starting point. In the first entry, the starting point is always 0 points.
Wugga is suffering from lack of too many good items.
Recovery, I guess that's an item that goes away.
Probably, yeah.
He's got water crystal.
Yeah, he's got the water.
And medicinal. So yeah, I guess like you... Oh, you're still gonna keep it? I would prefer to have a slow seed, to be honest, rather than recovery, but... I don't think that like one choice is better than the other.
And that comes back to what we were talking about earlier, different play styles and all of that.
And you know, different situations. In some situations where you need to like constantly recover Cunis and P, of course that recovery ball would be useful. But in other situations you need that one additional hit against the monster to not die, then slow seed would probably be more useful. Again, this game depends on the situation. And like you said,
I kind of like that you can kind of see the Wugga's experience coming through here. He identified it was like 5 or 6 heart ball, because that one could potentially be something that he didn't want. He also has this 3 heart ball that he doesn't know, but 3 heart is always good. So he knew he wasn't going to be getting rid of that one. So you can see the experience of him playing the second tower over and over, with the way that he not only the way that he's going about identifying items, but the items that he chooses to identify when he chooses to identify them. And that's why these guys are the top runners of this tournament. Those small details add up quickly in the second tower.
Ice shield working as a leather shield.
Yeah.
And I guess this is a holy bell situation. If you try to be like too smart about it, you might end up in a situation where you cannot get out of it. But okay, I guess Wugga wants to like play it a little bit differently.
The problem with this using a holy bell here is this room is so small that if the sabers went out as separate exits, they would probably just hover around the exit until it
Oh
blew
yeah.
off.
Even the one
I
on
think
the
he-
left, I think it's 5 tiles away, and you
Yeah,
need
he-
6 tiles.
He might have felt a little trapped there, so tried to do a more aggressive approach.
Actually, it's 6 tiles, so I think that would be fine. But yeah, like you said, may have been a little bit troublesome. So now,
we see a fire crystal on Shauny's side. Doing pretty good damage on floor 9. To a water monster, nonetheless.
oh yeah, definitely. Fire crystals early on are just awesome. And there you go, Stream Wand. That's one element that Wugga wanted or needed to like go to water CUNY
Ooh,
sooner
and
or
more
later.
barongs.
Okay,
Oh.
double checking. It's not cursed. Do we already hatch the
What does he
Columpa?
sacrifice? He has like everything in his inventory is good. Okay, maybe doubles back to try and find coins. Yeah, there's a coin. That is the very nice thing about the second tower. Coins are everywhere.
I
So-
don't think that I would have given up a Scarlet one for a Stream Wand in this case.
In this case, probably not.
Yeah, there you go. I think
Yeah,
Wugga
yeah.
realizes that like it doesn't give him any benefit. Truth glasses, yeah, definitely something
Nice.
useful.
Gonna take a hit here.
Oh yeah, especially with Ice Shield. But he has to be very careful. He's going into less than half HP territory, which can, you know, be his demise. Because now he cannot really take a hit from those stronger monsters. 4 hearts ball, that's possibly something good, so definitely he will want to identify.
Problem with that is it's probably only gonna have one charge.
Ooh, Wugga
he
decides
sacrificed-
Scarlet one.
He clearly has a plan here. I mean, he knows he
Yeah.
has a new egg. I'm pretty sure that brown egg is still the Palumpa.
Yes, yes. So that's
So he
a
definitely has
statement.
multiple options for going water. He has an identified stream wand. Yeah, I think we're gonna see.
Oh,
him,
restore scroll, definitely
and a
something
restore
that you will
scroll.
want. Because you know, in some of last his games, that was one item that would definitely help him,
Yeah.
and he couldn't find it for quite a long time. That was one of the items that more or less, like lack of, killed his first match against Shauny like a few weeks back. Because Shauny's familiar died as well, but he was able to recover it via restore scroll. Wugga's died, and that was it. But yeah, we can see now a
And
fusion
now-
will have water
Yep.
CUNY.
Wugga now has a water cune with a stream wand. He is looking very solid. Inventory jam-packed, it's full
Mhm.
of goodies. Shauny not looking bad either, still rocking the paralyzed wand.
I
He's
can
got
see
a
that
decent inventory as well. Sleeper.
Shauny just found an egg.
Yeah, and that could, I
You
mean,
can
it could be a
just
block.
wonder what
Not the
kind of
greatest
egg it is.
thing ever, but it's potential. I would, I'd prefer like a double HP over double defense personally, but I mean, you take what you can get in this situation. So
And keep hatching.
I'm not sure what else it could be on this floor.
Yeah, I actually didn't like check this floor on Shauny's side. Shauny is giving us a little bit of a headache from the spin. But yeah, I can understand
Worth
it.
pointing out, it does actually take longer to hatch the egg spinning the camera like that.
Does it?
It does, it does.
Oh, I didn't know.
I mean, it's not like a significant difference, but it is, you know, you're losing frames, and he gets a block. Okay,
Okay,
he
that's
can comfortably fuse that into his Qn if he wants, and still remain fire, get the double defense.
The problem with the double defense trait is that as good as it is, you constantly need to recover your defense, because on level up, you will not get the full... Ooh, how is it so that Wugga fell asleep? I think it may have been like...
I'm not
Yeah,
sure it was a
Septic just said it that it was Wugga ate a sleep herb instead of, you know,
Mm.
using it probably or tossing at Barong. But yeah, his Cuny being water, even though Barongs have like quite much HP, I think, yeah, that was fairly okay situation. Although it did get to scary point where
And
Cuny's HP was a little bit low.
Shauny did end up fusing the block into his Qun. Unfortunately, like you said, Shai, the defense is not restored on its own, so he's going to need to find a water crystal or what is it, a Shomaru herb or a cure-all to be able to restore that defense, and that's going to be a continuing thing. Every time Qun levels up, he's going to gain 2 defense points instead of 1, but only 1 is actually going to be added to his defense. So he's going to have to continue to restore that to get the full effect as he continues to climb the tower. And with defense, that's a little bit easier said than done. I think it's a bit easier to restore attack than it is defense.
Oh yeah, and one thing worth pointing out is that we also have a Shomuro seed in this game, which increases your defense by 1. But when you have a defense to recover, like here in case of like having a block fusion, that Shomuro seed will not increase your max defense, but it will just recover 1 point of your defense.
If it's not already recovered.
Yeah, if it's at max, then it will give you 1 additional point, but now it will just recover 1 point of that defense, not increasing the max.
I imagine it's probably the same with the Haziq seed and
yes, exactly. I have learned about that only recently when I was just practicing in the second tower, and I had this situation where I didn't have a max. Max was it attack or defense, can't recall. Wugga finding a Hori herb. I think he has like most of the items already identified, especially the bad ones. Let me quickly check. What bad thing?
Oh! Okay. Ice shield coming through there.
Okay. Those
and
spiders...
Wugga was now ice now, so he's not really scared. He felt it. Yeah, 39. He can 1-hit these if he gets a high roll.
Like, as amazing as Wugga's setup is right now, you still need to be careful. In second tower, like we mentioned, difficulty curve is going high so quickly.
Yeah, this is kind of Wugga's dream here. Yeah. He's got Barong and spiders on the same floor. He's gonna try and stay here as long as he possibly can, I would think.
But yeah, I just checked Wugga's stream and his item tracker. The only thing that he doesn't have identified that is potentially bad for him is Tamna fruit. But
that's a 3-heart fruit, so we know he's going to identify that, looking for the Roche.
Because he did have Big Pita, he didn't mark Big Pita in his tracker, but we know that he did have a Big Pita. So the only possible 3-heart fruit are Tamna and Roche. Well, with like definitely much higher chance for it to be a Tamna rather than a Roche. I don't think that like he would expect that it's a Roche fruit.
Yeah, and if he does manage to pull a Roche here, he has that water crystal, he has a cure-all herb. That's 2 attack restorers. Oh, and the water crystal will refill his MP, which is getting a little low at this point.
No. Leaving that ice rock made it so that now he cannot just wait to recover his stuff.
Shauny getting good use out of his flat scroll here, getting some item identification out of here safely. Flat scroll turning all of the tiles into hallways. So the big open rooms, the monsters will never go into the center of them unless you aggro them there yourself. So he can freely identify everything he wants here safely.
Wugga again playing Barong. That's another item that he will have identified thanks to the Barong. Definitely useful. Trap scroll, useless. Shauny spawning into...
Would want, not really what he wanted to see there. He is only 2 steps away from the elevator. Does he fight or does he go? He definitely should be able to fight here. He can definitely fight here. I don't think I would have used the Holy Scroll there. Oh, there's 2 Griffins in there. I didn't see that.
Oh, I didn't see the second one.
I didn't see the second one there. Maybe the Holy Scroll wasn't such a bad idea.
Yeah, if you want to fight, then definitely. But I don't think that this... if anything, I would have holied the Griffin rather than the Volcano.
Yeah, I agree. The Griffin was definitely the stronger unit there. Okay.
Okay,
this should be a free kill here.
What's to point out that he's only 1 floor away from Wugga, even though, you know, it's his third entry already. So yeah.
Yeah, this match has turned out a little interesting, I'd say.
Definitely. Even though Wugga has much better setup right now, he's not doing it very fast. That's a little bit surprising to me, because normally, if you ask me and I would have to bet a money who will be faster, I would definitely put my money on Wugga based on past experience. But Shauny's doing a great job keeping up with speed.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he is, and I mean the tower hasn't exactly been friendly. Oh, lucky paralyzed proc there. That's I mean, he certainly isn't complaining about that.
Yeah, I kinda agree. I think that now Wugga is probably playing Barong a little bit too much, but it may be related to what Raven said, that there are Spideys on these floors, so... But, you know, thanks to that he's identifying more and more, so that may give him a little bit faster setup later on.
Yeah, and that is worth pointing out. Even if he doesn't end up getting a Roche here, which ultimately is what he wants, and as soon as he gets it, he'll probably leave. But even if he doesn't, he has managed to identify a very large chunk of items through these Barongs, which is going to help him regardless.
He had 3 restore scroll, giving up 1 to the Barong because he didn't have any other item to give up to Barong. So many good items. But I guess that's it now, Wugga.
Yeah, and I mean, and also getting to piecemeal your inventory together along the way. I mean, it's very time consuming, yeah, but he's gonna be set for a very long time after this.
We've got a question from chat. I'll let you, Raven, to answer it. As I already
Why are some items named hearts? Okay, that is an effect of the second tower of this game. It obfuscates the item name so you don't know what you're going to get. It also adds quite a few items to the mix, which is why this is important, because in the standard tower you're generally only going to find items that are going to help you. Unless you're throwing it wrong, and then you can get like the poison, the sleeps, and things like that. But in the second tower, you're finding those type of bad items just normally on the floor. But obviously you don't know what they are because they're hearts. So you have to eat them, or identify them somehow. And once you've identified them once, for the rest of that climb, you'll know exactly what that item is. But I believe they're hearts specifically because I think it's supposed to be Japanese characters that the game isn't displaying properly. Because the second tower also was unfinished content. So there's bound to be some minor bugs and things like that. Unfinished content, so...
And yeah, Septic mentions that we've got Garudas and Barons on the same floor, and Wugga used the flat scroll, which is
Yeah.
best
Oh,
combination
man.
for playing with Barons. That gives time for
Yeah.
Shauny to catch up, definitely.
Yeah,
We
I think
want to see a match that is like, close. If Wugga got like too far, too quickly, then it wouldn't be so exciting. Now I'm really happy to watch this match.
and
Yeah,
that's
play a
the
little bit more
thing.
Wugga.
That's the thing. He can sit here on this floor now for 10 minutes trying to get it, and then if he does get it, now he has the Garuda, and now he's flying.
Well, I know that
it's
Wugga
just
doesn't like Garuda that much.
no, yeah, and in second tower, I mean the Garuda still works. Don't get me wrong, the Garuda can still work, but it's definitely not what the ideal thing that you're looking for in a second tower situation.
Is Wugga trying to pick up second crystal?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's more of like a backup thing.
No, in the end.
It's not something you want to rely on per se. Just because of the nature of the second tower where everything is so strong, you really don't want to be more underleveled than you need to be.
Wugga is now having lots of like items that can help him out of
Ooh,
very tough situations.
yeah, take that. Might want to take that ice shield off for the Garudas.
Yeah, this floor probably is very better to not have it on. Ooh, there is an egg!
Ooh, yeah, just an egg. Oh, what if it's a Baron? Oh.
That would be awesome. Unfortunately, Wugga doesn't have any truth glasses.
No, he doesn't
so
have any truth glasses left. Oh, man, dropping the wind crystal.
that's a statement. That's
Yeah, that is a statement at this point.
and it's quite
We're only
early
an
on.
hour in. Yeah, we're only an hour in. He still has a full hour worth of re-entries at this
Yeah.
point.
But I'm quite surprised that after an hour, Wugga is only for floor 14. He's going very carefully and very like slowly on this. And
No, I fully agree, Septic. With the situation the way it is, you absolutely have to say without truth glasses. It's just unfortunate he doesn't have them, because at one point I think he did have like 2 or 3 pairs.
Yeah. The thing is that like as much as Wugga is concerned, he can assume that Shauny has been on that floor and has found that egg as well. And that egg is a Garuda.
Oh no way!
So what do you do now? Do you like
What does
forget
he
your
do now?
amazing setup of?
He has a decision to make here. Does he go fast or does he go safe?
He actually lost to Garuda once with Shauny.
And I've also lost a Garuda match as well. Or no, I think I actually won anyway, but it ended tragically.
There you go, truth glasses.
Tragically.
Another
More
truth glasses. A little bit too late, but
Just
well.
mocking him at this point. I mean, he got what he wanted, so
yeah. But like, what are you like hoping for now, Wugga? Because
I mean, just that last good item at this point. I think he's probably gonna go Garuda here. Just wants to get that last solid item here. It looks like that's what we're gonna see. He's definitely gonna want to change the element of that Garuda as soon as he can, if he can. Running into like a bomb trap would not be good for that Garuda. Though he does have 2 restore scrolls, so it's maybe some inventory management, tactical deaths there.
Yeah, I think Wugga is taking a little bit of a short break to like calm himself down. Finding a Garuda is definitely something that will like put you in a heightened emotional state.
Yeah, I don't blame him at all. That's definitely something you need to calm your nerves to use Garuda. It only takes one mistake with a Garuda and it's all over.
Yeah.
So you really want to be in the right state of mind for that. Oh!
Whoa! We are definitely.
Oh, please tell me that's a holy bell. Please tell me that's a holy bell.
Yeah. Holy bell, holy scroll. Holy scroll will not be good enough.
He's not confident that it's a holy scroll, holy bell. This is bad.
Oh, it's very bad. There is a me there as well. Yeah, hiding Cuny. That makes sense. But now
His Kyun is a little powerful.
Holy Bell
but,
is the only thing that can save
yeah,
him.
please.
And it's
No!
Malicious Bell.
It's just everything leveled up. I think this might be it for Shauny here. He
For
can't even
this
put down the
entry,
ice rock.
yeah.
He's completely surrounded. The fire crystal.
I don't think that Fire Crystal is enough to get rid
Fire
of that
crystal
many.
and start blasting with whatever you got, man.
Well,
Hope
definitely.
it makes a hole. I hope it makes a gap for you that you can slip out of.
I just wanted to point out that like Shauny made to the same floor as Wugga, he tied, but I think now it's gonna be entry number 4.
And it is worth pointing out here that nothing in this room is liftable. Nothing. The unicorns would be if it was a unicorn that had been evolved, like a familiar that had been evolved into one, but everything here is heavy, everything here is tanky, everything here is strong. As soon as that holy barrier goes down, this is gonna be a brutal end for Shauny.
And there you go. Salamander
Did what it could.
And
Not
I
much
think
in
that's
this situation. Oh, wait. Shauny does have Kyun. Oh, but he can't even do the tile
anymore.
immunity. He can't even do the tile immunity anymore, yeah.
Yeah, you would have to take out Cuny first and pick him up, but like monsters are all over you.
Push strats?
I don't
It's
think
not
that this
gonna
will
work. It's not gonna work.
Way too many monsters around you. Shauny goes down, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Wugga running with Kyun as well.
I think it's probably like to get some levels to not be totally under leveled. Because you want to be able to take at least one hit.
I don't hate it, because like you said, you can lift Kyun over Ko's head and then do an abduct and take all 3 of you. And if you encounter, like if you hit the elevator room and there's just like one thing in front of you, maybe Kyun can help you take care of it so you don't have to roundabout your way or use an item. Or for these nasty little pickets.
Oh, that's an item that probably is okay to be stolen.
Oh, I missed. What got taken?
It was just a pita fruit. Out of all of the items that he has, pita fruit was fine. Large seed, not the seed that he wants. Like you mentioned, Wugga probably would like to change the element of that Garuda. So any elemental seed would be nice. Check that seed, yeah. Sea seed, there you go.
That'll do.
Yeah, problem solved.
I don't know, Septic. He does have a water crystal as a backup.
Yeah, and probably like pita fruits can be found still fairly easily.
Yeah, he's not in need of MP anytime soon. He has plenty of time to find another pita.
I'm not sure
that Kyun glitch.
I don't think that I fully agree with like Wugga walking around with Kyun. I know that he wants to be safe and everything, but you gotta decide. Either you want to be safe or you want to play with Garuda. Now I think it's just maybe too much. Because at some point you will have to anyways give up Kyun. Because if you want to like fight, then why do you like use Garuda anyways?
Yeah, because like here, I mean, if he didn't have Kyun, he could have just done a fireball immediately.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think Kyun is just being a bit of a detriment at this point. I like that he's trying to combine strats here, but I don't think it's quite working how he wants it to.
Shauny hitting early, what was it?
He missed his throw there.
Early trap, that of course his Kyun is so powerful that early floors are not a problem at all for him. But we can see quite like how Wugga now speeds up. He's already floor 17. I think it's time to like bring back his audio. We are already past the hype music floor. Yeah. So what do you do, Wugga, now? That's the problem. Like when you carry Puny, so.
It's night and day now with Wugga's speed here. He spent, you know, all that time on those 2 floors with the barong, and now that he has what he wanted, now he's just zooming. It's crazy how fast the runners can go when they want to.
And he didn't even kill that troll. Like if you have
yeah, that's I don't understand now. There was an egg there, I think. To the left, I think I saw an egg.
I think
there's your Peter Fruit septic.
Teleporting between 2 rooms.
Yeah.
Okay,
there was an egg. He doesn't care.
Doesn't
care.
Do you want to know what the egg was?
I mean, yeah.
It was a cloud.
Oh, what was that? Oh, wait, Shauny probably did that on purpose. Found a cursed dark sword. Yeah, I think he did that intentionally.
Cursed with that, yeah.
Dark sword, while very powerful, if you find it on the ground, I believe it's guaranteed to be cursed.
Then why did he equip it? Because that makes no sense then.
I don't know, because the weapons are not obfuscated. He knew that was a dark sword when he picked it up. Maybe there is a slim chance finding it on the ground. It could be uncursed, and he just wanted to gamble with it because he didn't have much else anyway. And then being cursed was just the final straw, so he decided to try again. Maybe I'm not sure. We'll have to ask him about that.
But now I'm like even more baffled by Wugga's gameplay here. Septic said he's in a goal mode, and I sort of agree. He's just going for the elevator. Like, why do you keep killing? Especially that like you are carrying him around, which makes you actually have fewer possibilities. Because you always have to like waste a turn.
Thing. I don't know. I don't really understand what Wugga's going for here. Because he's being very selective with what he's killing. I feel like he could also be just as selective just using his spell balls if he wanted to. Because I mean, there are pickets here. That blaze ball would take care of them easy. And pickets are actually worth a decent amount of experience, so... Oh, picked up the wrong monster there.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to become Garuda.
Sleep ball? Can't hurt.
I think that's how Wugga
that's better.
It doesn't make any sense to like carry Puny around.
He's gonna really start zooming now.
But also his HP, which is 70 at this point, it's not very high.
No, it's not. That's
start hitting very, very, very hard. And the goal is always to be able to survive at least 1 hit, just in case of a trap.
Yeah, at any time, yeah.
And soon that will not be a possibility. So.
I mean, even with his Garuda being water, soon it's not going to be enough for the Garuda to survive either. Even he does have 2 restore scrolls, but I mean, it's you don't want to see your Garuda going down. That means something's close to you, and you don't have a means of escape anymore.
Wugga picks up 3rd familiar bell. I think he's gonna give it up. No, he's giving up some other items to like get a binding.
No, yeah, with the even with the whole or with the restore scrolls, you don't want to be separated from the Garuda. He has the inventory space for it. Take the familiar bell for now.
3 familiar bells?
I mean, for now, he doesn't have anything else.
Oh, he had plenty. But yeah, I guess at some point he will give up a stream 1. But not yet, of course.
Okay, Shauny fighting... Gosh, again, is he gonna get a wind crystal this time? I don't think we've seen a single wind crystal from Gosh yet. Nope, not this time either.
Wugga finds another egg
and immediately feeds it. That's probably a Tumma. That has to be a Tumma.
Yeah.
not even gonna gamble it. Not even gonna gamble it.
Well,
at this point, yeah,
Instead of a frog, we'll get an egg. Right?
Yeah, it's I don't know about carrying the Olean like that.
Oh, I would just put it in my inventory.
That had the potential for the glitch to happen, right?
I would. Okay, he already gave up one of the familiar bells. I don't know whether I would give up second. Nah, maybe it's a Mahel seed. I think I would have given up Mahel seed.
Yeah, what Wugga did there, I think, was a little risky holding the item over his head. The Garuda has a kind of an obscure glitch that can happen if you're carrying an item over your head and you use the abduct and it ends up going to a certain room. It can mess with the item and change it to it changes the item to look like an herb, but the effect usually ends up being a wind crystal.
Only on emulator. And only those that like don't fully properly emulate the hardware.
Yeah, so
normally
that would have been catastrophic if he had ended up using it. That would have wind crystalled him out, and he hatched the Garuda inside the tower, so it would be gone.
Definitely Wugga is now much faster already. Floor 28, and a moment ago it was floor 15.
Yeah, I feel like I blinked and he went from 17 to 28. 29 even.
Rewound for a second, but now picks it back up. Another egg, 29. That's beautiful. That egg on 24 was a golem, just FYI. On 29, he also didn't pick it up, didn't even consider picking it up.
What was the one he fed to the Garuda?
That was Golem Boy.
Oh, okay, that was Golem. Shauny having a bit of a rough fifth climb here, not really finding much of an inventory. He has a copper sword, but not really worth equipping. His Qun is powered up at this point. He doesn't need to attack. It's not worth the risk. Identifying some items.
Olim at Dreamin'. That's surprising. But I guess like, that's a nasty floor.
Yeah.
You don't want to see those.
You don't want to see the wind monsters with your water Garuda there. That's not what you want to see. Oh, but there's now.
Especially the monsters that you don't see.
Yeah. And this high up, they're gonna do some decent damage. Especially with Wugga being as underleveled as he is at this point. He's half the floor level.
Luckily for him, nice pump, so he should be out of the stealth floor.
Stealth could be gone. They still could be around the way that the second tower works. Get some quick XP in here.
I guess like dreamings are actually quite scary in second tower, especially when you've got water monsters, because if they put you to sleep, that will be a fight between that dreaming and your monster. And
yeah, Garuda's not much of a fighter. It's the wrong element here, and they would be done in a couple hits, and then it's just Coke getting wailed on.
Well, Wugga does have 2 restore scrolls, but
yeah,
those items are something that you always just want to have, not that you need to use it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. There's something you want to have in case, but you never want to have to use it.
Wugga does not.
Ooh, passing up a spell ball.
Another ball?
I mean, he doesn't really have much inventory. He can get rid of that stream wand at this point. I don't think he's.
I don't think that that was necessary, because 5 hearts ball is also unique in terms of number of hearts. That's always a poison ball. Well, it's also possibly a fireball, but we get the fireball.
Yeah, you already know the fireball.
Yeah.
On first
so it's pretty much always a poison ball if we rename the fireball. Ooh, that's a not nice setup for Garuda.
He can still abduct himself here.
Ooh, I wouldn't use the Folly Bell. I would have probably just killed the unicorn, but I guess he just.
He did have 3, clearing up some inventory, maybe pick up another ball or something. I don't hate it.
Yeah, and
he definitely had other options, but he's going for speed at this point. That was definitely the fastest option, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. Another floor with stealth. We don't want to see that, or Wugga doesn't want to see that. And
what do we got here? A light seed. Okay,
that's good.
that might not be
bad,
Just
actually. With all the stealth he's encountering, it might not be bad to use it on the Garuda there.
small FYI.
And he's dreaming, man. He's dreaming.
Small FYI, on floor 37 there was another egg. And this time it was the queen egg.
Ooh, that could have been good.
But I think Wugga has already too much good.
Yeah. At
You
this
need to
point,
decide which good you want to use.
I don't know how good it actually would have been at this point with as underleveled as he is at this point.
Shauny is now on floor 5.
I think he's kind of committed to the Garuda at this point. He's gone up so many floors so fast that he's not really going to be able to fight too much at this point. He's going to have to survive off of getting a level here or two off of what he can with what he has. And he's quickly running out of attacking spells here. Actually, he's out of attacking spells.
It's sort of funny that he needs to use resources for just a dream.
He's just a dreaming, yeah. Dreaming is liftable, but it's this high up. It's if he fails, I mean, there's a lot of bad things that could come of that. I don't blame him for being a little wary of dreamings there.
Yeah, he's not crazy fast.
More Garudas, those are potential level ups if you can find another attacking spell ball here.
At some point, Shauny and Wugga were like on the same.
Ooh, what is this? I missed this. Shauny is wind element on Cune. What is this?
I think that was just like, random tosses.
Is this, was this just a random seed toss there? Or?
Probably.
I am curious why. I can't imagine that was intentional.
No.
Not from Shauny.
And fighting fire dragons with wind Cune is not the
Thankfully, he is only on floor 5. Cune's level 14, so it's not as bad as it could be. But yeah, that's not ideal at all.
The biggest problem is that like dragons have a fire spell, and those fire spells, especially early on, with elemental advantage, are just crazy powerful. So if he had to take a hit from a spell, that might have been very dangerous.
Your Wugga going on indeed, Sand. Why are you working now? I don't know. You should be here with us, man. This is the place to be right now. Grand Finals for the Riders of the Sky Second Tower Tournament. First time Second Tower has been showcased in a tournament setting. And we have our two top runners duking it out. Why would you be anywhere else? Ooh, Wugga getting a nice go up to 42 there.
Yeah, the difference is now 36 floors. It's gonna be really tough to catch up.
It's still, I mean, we still have time. We still have time, and many, infinitely amount of bad things could happen to Wugga at any point. Traps are very much a thing, and they can very quickly put an end to him. It is still very possible for Shauny to pull this out, but it's definitely an uphill battle. Oh, thank goodness we have 2 restore scrolls for Wugga there. That would have been very bad. Oh, and he's even got a clear room to use it in with an elevator in it. Yeah, that was a little scary there, Chai. Getting some HP back on his Garuda there. But yeah, that just shows how under-leveled Wugga is at this point. That was a water element monster hitting his water element monster, and it just disintegrated. And Ko's not going to be much different. He does have the leather shield to try and avoid all the damage, but it's not that high of a chance here, so he's got to play really careful here, especially when you got Astras on the floor.
Yeah, you can compare actually Ko's and Garuda's defense. That like Garuda has 14 points higher defense than Ko, so definitely the damage to Ko will be a little bit higher. He does have a little bit more HP, but yeah, you have to be very careful.
Yes, and I know you missed a good chunk of this so far, but a little bit of a recap here. The first entry, floor 3, they had Batnels, and Shawnee lost his tune on floor 3 and decided to just take the quick out there, and has made some progress here and there with different tower climbs, but it's just been a little rough for him. He's been getting into some situations that he hasn't been able to finagle his way out of, and unfortunately the last climb he had, floor 4, I think it was his highest climb, floor 14, he hit a massive monster den right next to the elevator, and he didn't really have the way out of it. He held it off a little bit for a holy scroll, but the only thing he really had was a fire crystal at the time, and I think it managed to kill one thing out of like 20 in the room. So it was a little unfortunate there. He's had a bit of a rough climb. Wugga, on the other hand, did spend a good chunk of time on like 2 floors playing Barongs, because there was Barong and Spider on one floor and Barong and Garuda on the other floor. And the Garuda floor ended up just having a Garuda egg laying on the floor, and that's kind of where we've been at. He's kind of been zooming ever since then.
Yeah. In the beginning, he was like still walking around with Cuny, hoping that he might be able to fight or something. But now, like Septic also points out, Cuny is done for. He sent him home. Stream 1 is done for because there are better items on the floor to pick up. Speaking of Batnels, right? But one thing that I do want to point out, and that's a question for the interview to Shawnee. Do you see, my dear friend, what weapon Shawnee is using?
Oh, yeah, he got the golf wand on with the wind cune. Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna have to be a question, because I don't think he meant to turn Cune into wind, and I guess he's just trying to make the best of it at the moment. I missed the wind transform. We have to ask him about that. I guess my guess would be he just was feeding random seeds to Cune. I really don't know. And he can't fuse his way out of it anymore unless he wants to get rid of his double defense, which he might have already done. Actually, his defense doesn't look like it's that high.
Yeah, I think that double defense is gone. That's interesting. What would be the fusion then? Was it? Oh wait, he's got now low bind. No,
no, it wasn't a clown. No, low bind. He still has low bind. That was from the block.
From the block. But the spell will stay, right?
Spell stays, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to ask him about that too. I'm pretty sure that his double defense is gone. We'll have to check when he levels up again, but I'm pretty sure it's gone. So he had to have fused with something else. But I have no idea what it would have been.
Wugga had to use a binding ball on a picket. Again, wind monsters are now a little bit of troublesome for him. Yeah, like picket for 12. That's just crazy.
But they are liftable. Bind is a guaranteed free lift, and problem solved. Moving up to 51 now.
Crazy fast, but Wugga is sort of out of like items in inventory that will allow him to fight. He cannot really like get any more inventory really per se.
Yeah, he's gonna have to start slowing down his playstyle a little bit and start rebuilding his inventory. He has passed several spell balls. I think he passed an egg or two. Different seeds, Mahel and slow seeds can be pretty clutch in different moments. He's gonna have to start trying to see what he can rebuild with here, because like you said, he doesn't have any attack balls, and his support spell balls are running a little low.
Okay, playing very safely now.
I think I would have preferred him trying to walk around it, and if it woke up, then use it.
Yeah, but maybe he
But,
was
I
afraid of a
mean,
trap or something.
yeah. At the same time, traps are a thing, and if he had hit a sleeper paralyzed trap, that could have very easily been a game over.
And now that's a scary situation because he cannot take a hit. Luckily, no monsters came while he was blinded. And that's a problem. That around floor 52, I think we are in a territory where he can be one-shotted. So
Yeah, depending on
definitely
what it
he's
is, I would not be surprised.
with
We
level
encounter a
19 for
killer or a
sure.
dragon or something. Yeah, it's definitely, and there's a dragon right there. Yeah, that's
That was a
definitely
two.
one-shot range, I think. I
And
mean,
now, do
even
you take the risk and hope that it will not use the bind spell on you?
I think you do.
Yeah, you don't.
We're not scared. We're not scared of some low bind. Come on, man. Oh, we don't have an egg to manipulate. We do have a Tumna fruit or a binding ball. Again, traps are a thing. Even though he was blinded, sleep or paralyzed could have easily made that a death sentence.
Okay, so now it's 55. Actually, Wugga is like making the distance even larger between them. Now it's like what, 40, 7 floors? Do I calculate correctly? Yeah, 47, 40, 48 now.
Shauny
Shauny's
has a
running.
trained one now though, and an ice
Yeah.
shield. Acid, but he's got pretty solid influence. Acid,
Oh,
blind,
and he
two
changed to
restore
water.
scroll.
He changed to
And
water.
he changed back to water. Yeah, he's looking pretty good. He's gonna want to get a matching element wand at some point, but that trained wand will do alright for now.
Yeah, especially like with CUNY being a little bit higher level still, so that should be fine.
For those unaware, the trained wand is actually, I believe it's made out of metal, because I believe you can actually take recoil damage from Krakens using it. But it's also the only wand in the game that can be strengthened with red sand. So you can take it up to plus 99, and then it also gives you a damage, like a 30% damage boost for being a wand and using mixed magic. So it's can end up being the strongest weapon in the game, given enough time. And if Shauny does manage to find a red sand or two before he manages to find a matching element wand there, that'll give him a little more damage output.
Wugga's Garuda was a little bit low on MP, but water crystal and no problem anymore. We've got more MP to do zoom zoom. In the meantime, Shauny is playing with the wrongs.
Yeah, and he seems to be doing alright. He's gotten a restore scroll out of it. Now two potential flat scrolls, which are, I mean, insanely good. And a fire crystal, which is still useful at this point. So that's a decent barong.
A little bit tough floor for Wugga, but now he found an elevator.
Managing to find 57. This is incredibly fast. We're only an hour and a half in here. We still have 30 minutes of re-entry allowed, and then an hour worth of final climb time. This is an incredible pace.
I think like in his first hour, like a little bit more than first hour, he got 15 floors. And now it's been like 30 minutes and he's got, you know what, like almost 40 floors. So yeah, the pace has changed a bit.
Yeah, and we even had that kind of awkward phase where he was running with Kuhn as well.
Can he get to the elevator? Yes, he can. 58. 50 floors difference, so it's not just that like, you know, Shauny is catching up. Wugga is just building the distance even further.
Wugga's making good use of his inventory here, but he's running out of like single target options.
Yeah. It's not like with Garuda you really need items that much, but definitely you want to have them.
I don't know, I don't agree with that, Wugga.
I guess.
The thing is Garuda's defense. It's only 1 point, but it only gave 3 MP, and he was not needing MP by any means.
To me, it's more like this defense doesn't matter anyways. In that sense that.
Well, true. Yeah, he's pretty much going to be killed in one.
Anyway, so 3 MP. That's like what 6.
Yeah, I guess. I just don't. I just
Teleportation.
don't like the idea of lowering my stat. Gross.
I know that's OCD in you. Same for me. It's just not the right move.
A little bit of trouble maybe with this flow on 61. Jesus. And we have Manivas. We have Manivas here. We need to be extra careful. Those Manivas could be pretty much any one of these millions of coins on the floor, and at this point, that's a death sentence if he doesn't dodge. This is very scary for Wugga right now.
Oh yeah.
Shauny on the other hand, looking pretty solid. Kuhn carrying the way here. Got a pretty stacked inventory.
The problem is gonna be if one of those coins next to the elevator will be a Manoiva. What do you do then?
Exactly. He doesn't really. I mean, he has poison, and then throw a coin at it. Maybe. I think that's kind of be his only option, and that's gonna take time. Maybe a binding ball if he can get.
No
get
such
close enough.
situation.
But I don't know. He has been using that binding ball. I don't know if that's reliable to have a charge left in it anymore. He could chuck the Garuda at it, yeah, get it to de-transform, and then restore scroll and teleport out, maybe. That could work.
Water ball, that's not something that you wanna see.
I mean, it's...
Luckily for Wugga, none of those... Oh, no.
Oh, that was so lucky.
So lucky.
Oh.
Now you have the elevator.
His heart had to have skipped a beat when
okay, there you go. Yeah, you can do that. He still has the restore scroll, so like even if his Garuda dies, then he can bring it back. But
in that situation, he didn't have time. He didn't have time. He would have had to use a turn to restore it, which would have put the Maneva next to him, and he would have had to use another turn to unbag it, which would have been a 50-50 on which the one the Maneva hit, and either one, if it lands, it's dead. So. That would have been a. He would have probably had to use a Tumna Fruit to get out of that, I think, or a Mahel maybe.
In the meantime, Shauny is actually like doing now quite well. He's got 2 restore scrolls. He's got a trained one. He's got a water Cuny, a blinder ball. That's definitely nice. Acid rain ball also good. So I think now Shauny is finally set for a like proper climb. But for now, I would say it's more about something happening to Wugga rather than Shauny doing great job. Because unless Wugga dies soon-ish, there is very little chance for Shauny to catch up. Floor 65 egg.
So far, I haven't seen anything like really good that he would want to get out of that. It's probably going to be food or maybe a bomb is probably not going to do anything at this point either.
Yeah.
Throwing an egg at a monster will make whatever's inside hatch and do an attack or potentially a spell. Can they use skills? Like can a
I
killer
don't think that's like
skills?
no, I don't think that they can use skills. They can only use spells.
Okay, but the important thing here is that when the monster hatches, it gets a single attack before it disappears, and it hatches at Ko's level plus 50, if I remember correctly. So at this point, it would be like a level 70 egg, but there's not really anything particularly. But it would be a Newell egg, so not that good.
Oh. Septic says that like actually monsters can use abilities. That he had a situation with a volcano and a rock.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So if a monster has a skill, like killers get serious, or volcanoes have their volcano rock thing, or like a clown has lowdown, they have a chance to use any of those. Single one time, and then they disappear. Ooh, that's
that's not a
not
fun
really
place.
what you want to see. He doesn't have a holy belt.
Garudas are definitely like useful, but
He's
not
got a
so
holy belt.
much.
It should be pretty much free.
Do you want to use Holy Bell?
I mean, not if you can avoid it, no. But I can't. Other than that golem, I haven't seen what's on this floor here.
Yeah.
If there's, you know, griffins or anything, he could easily be sniped from off screen here. He needs to be very careful about where he moves.
Ooh, pickets.
Pickets, yeah, that's actually nice to see here.
I don't know. They're actually quite scary now.
But they don't have a spell.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh
okay.
yeah, that's what you want to see.
Yeah, that's actually good. That
And now
blocks
he's
him
able
down
to
for
make
2
it to the
turns,
elevator, no
and
Holy
yeah.
Bell. There you go, 67.
That's the power of the Garuda there. Normally that would be a very scary room, and it still was, but not as scary as, not nearly as scary as it could have been.
It looks that like Wugga is not slowing down at all. Now the difference is 55 floors.
We can give our runners a follow there, or either of us, if you'd like. Both of these runners, they do a stream fairly frequently. So that's definitely some content if you are liking what you're seeing here. Ooh, Shauny feeling that 22 there.
Yeah, he's getting to
Still,
the floors
he
where
doesn't
his
have
level
a,
is not so good anymore.
Doesn't have a shield quite yet. Not that
He has
bad
an
yet.
ice shield, but I presume he wanted to take it off for that.
Yeah, I was running. What do we got here? Unidentified. That could be a no, it's not a restore. He already has restores.
Yes.
That could be what, holy or malicious maybe. I don't know if he has those identified yet or not. Oh, throw that leaf of fruit there.
So 1 hour 20 minutes for Shauny to catch up around 50 floors, or more than 50 floors. That's still like a little bit more than 1 minute per floor. It's perfectly doable, but oh, and now Shauny finds even something better. Stream wand.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna help him
that will
speed up there.
Yeah. But Wugga is not showing any signs of slowing down.
I don't think we've pointed this out yet, Shai, but the runners have no idea where the other one is. They're not allowed to watch each other's stream, so Shauny has no idea that Wugga's been running around with the Garuda for the past 40 minutes and is on floor 70. He has no idea. And same goes for Wugga. He has no idea that, I mean, as far as Wugga knows, Shauny also has a Garuda. Which is going to play on your mental state because, you know, that one mistake.
And yes, Daniel, that number next to the floor on Shauny's side in his state display indicates that it's his 5th entry. Shauny had a little bit tough time.
Yes, epic. No sign of showing down. The runners, because this is a 3-hour long run, our tournaments are normally best of 3. We normally do a 1-hour match 3 times. But because this is second tower and we wanted to showcase it a bit more, we're doing a single run that's 3 hours long. So normally we would have a small break in between each of our rounds, and normally get 3 breaks, or well, 2 depending on how the match turned out. But the runners are allowed to take quick breaks here and there throughout until it is over, as they see fit. So
Wugga had to use his Holy Bell because he hit a blind trap and he definitely didn't feel comfortable like staying in the room waiting for monsters to come, because again at this point anything hitting him it's death for sure, and he doesn't have any more restore scrolls, so yeah.
So some quick inventory management. I would have liked to see him pick them the hell up there. Oh well.
Go mode. Only 28 floors left for Wugga.
28
27.
very scary floors.
Oh yeah. It's just gonna be 27 floors of running away from everything. But yeah, at this point it's gonna be very, very tough for Shauny to catch up. It's not unthinkable, it's still possible. But if Wugga goes down now, I don't think that like within this 1 hour 15 minutes left he would be able to go higher than what he is right now.
With his current setup, no. He would need to get some pretty amazing fusion or
You just need
something.
another Garuda maybe or something like
Yeah,
that.
either a Garuda or a really, really good fusion that just puts him in the go mode. But I think it would pretty much have to be a Garuda at this point, because even if he did get like a Spider, for example, he's probably still going to want to fight things and level up to keep that relevant for as long as he can. So it's probably going to be more damage than good.
Ooh, Shauny finds a Scarlet Wand. Not really needed. And I don't think that he will go back to fire, but he has an option now, should he needed it.
Yeah, Wugga definitely playing safe here, trying to identify traps when he can.
This is just the power of Garuda. Almost 60 floors difference now.
For Wugga right now, I mean, trap loops would be ideal.
There are still situations where he can get himself into troubles with Garuda, but those are so far few in between. So probably
Yeah,
traps are the biggest problem for him.
It's if he's playing well, it's very unlikely he's going to put himself in a situation like that. It's most likely going to be a trap, or he's going to have a momentary lapse and hold that sprint button for just a second too long and take a step too far. But with the way that he's been playing, checking for traps and everything, I think that's at the forefront of his mind at this point, so I don't think that's very likely to happen, but you never know. Getting closer and closer to 99, the nerves set in and you just want to be finished and have it done with. And you never know.
And he finds an egg on floor 17. I don't remember what were the monsters on that floor, so let me check. Ooh, I know what that monster is. Something that Shauny may be able to hatch. But at this point, again, it's not about what Shauny gets unless it's a Garuda. It's more about what Wugga will do. I think the first match between Shauny and Wugga was exactly this way, that Wugga lost to Shauny having a Garuda.
Actually, I think it was the case. I think that was the run that Shauny ended up getting. I think he ended up getting 99 as well, didn't he?
Yeah. He was 99 with a Garuda, and Wugga just had like quite tough time early on. That's why he never got that Garuda.
That'd be an interesting way to end the tournament, having the guy that got sent in through 99 Garudas come back, win and reset the bracket, and then win with his own 99 Garuda.
Shauny finds a Holy Bell, definitely something nice to identify. And again, Shauny is like so nicely set that with Stream Wand he probably will have no problem, at least for now, to get to around floor 50. And he is hatching the deck that he found. Nicely for him, it was already like very high percentage, almost half done.
Wugga on 80 at an hour and 47.
That's gonna be definitely a record.
81.
81. And I think that was a little bit of a misstep maybe, because he was trying to get himself to be teleported.
3 level 81 Krakens in the same room is not what you want to see.
Ooh, dragons.
Does he do it? I don't know. Will the breath kill him at this point?
I don't know.
I mean, breath isn't... Okay, I like that. I really like that.
That's a very good idea.
I know breath isn't terribly strong, but that dragon's also level 81, so...
And you are like level 20, so...
Yeah.
Well, use your resources.
Nice, very nice. Sure. He also has a monster loop, which is nice. If he sees that there's Garudas or stealths, he'll be able to know exactly where all of them are at all times.
There you go.
But he has to know that they're on the floor to really want to use it. And the thing is, I mean, stealth can spawn in invisible, and well, I don't think Maneva can be transformed.
I don't think that like
they do actually slow you down when they transform, so you should know that something is up. But you don't know if it's a viper eating an egg. You don't know if it's a Maneva. You don't know if it's a stealth.
I don't think that like we had a match finished before the 2 hours cutoff, did we? It's gonna be crazy if Wugga gets to 99 and like all the signs on like the sky shows that like he will be able to do it because his pace is amazing. The moment he started like going with the Garuda fast, drop Cuny, like it's easily less than a minute per floor.
We have had some matches end pretty quickly after the 2 hour mark, just because the nature of the second tower. I mean, just the tower in general, but second tower is even more volatile for obvious reasons. We have had matches end shortly after the 2 hour mark, but never before. No. And like you said, that is very much possible. If he keeps up this pace, he could hit 99 before the 2 hour mark.
And I think it would be
insane.
The record.
That would easily be the record.
We do have some leaderboard for second tower.
Yeah, Shauny has a post somewhere in the Discord. I'm not sure. I think it's in a pinned comment somewhere, but it is in there. We are keeping track of something.
Yeah,
that is one.
Second tower world record is by Wugga, 2 hours 17 minutes.
And let me backtrack in the chat here. For those that are interested in joining our Discord, we have roughly 600 members. Anybody is welcome. You don't need to be a speedrunner or join our tournaments or anything like that. Anyone's welcome. There's a link there if you are interested in joining that. Yeah, and our current tourney record is around 2 hours and 21 minutes.
But I was even talking about the world record altogether, not to mention the tournament.
It won't count as a world record for speedrun.
Yeah, we don't allow speed that
well, actually, I'm not sure.
I don't.
Oh no, it is seeded. It is seeded, so it would not count for that. But yeah, that's Wugga's on an insane pace right now.
Oh yeah. Shauny was a little bit in a pickle there. He was fighting a Batnel, and that Batnel showed why you shouldn't fight it, bringing Cuny to 2 HP. Of course, Shauny has 2 restore scrolls, so that wouldn't be much of a problem, but still, Batnel just showing its presence that like, hey, I'm still here, respect me. And Batnel was sort of a demise of Shauny, because like if Shauny was doing his like first entry as Wugga is, he would have found all of those amazing monsters as well, including Garuda. Probably.
Yeah, the Garuda egg was just sitting on the floor. Yeah. He would have found it if he could have managed to stay in the first climb.
That's not a nice thing to find on floor 88.
Question from chat, Chai. Question from chat. How good are the memes that we post in the Azure Dreams Discord?
Do you like puns?
Yeah, there are a lot of puns. I don't know if Sand Knight is still in chat, but he is one of our big pun contributors there. And if he is still around, I'm sure he'll grace the chat with some puns if he's available to do that.
You're calling out monsters.
Yeah, he did say he was working though, so there is a decent chance that I may not have unleashed things. Shauny on 21, that is his current max floor now, so he is making headway towards catching up to Wugga there, although Wugga on floor 89 and still looking strong. Elevator to floor 90.
Luckily,
I did
doesn't
see
hit
a
any
Maneva
mana
there.
buff.
I don't know if that was the Maneva's potentially gone on floor 90 or if they're still potentially here. But I did see one. He needs to be careful of transform Manevas. Potentially cracking.
At this point, I don't think that like Shauny can catch up. Even if Wugga goes down, there's like almost 70 floors difference. Shauny would have to get to floor 91, 90 floor. What would it be? 70 floors in 60 minutes, less than a minute
Hey
for a floor.
man, hey man. The perfect Azure Dreams run has an elevator and the rooms every time.
Oh yeah, we don't know how Shauny's tower look like. All the entries, because the tower is seeded, will be exactly the same, but we didn't see that entry
It
number
is
5.
still very possible, Sandy. It's very possible. It's I mean, it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. Don't get me wrong, but it is very possible we could see a sub 2 here, and that would be quite the end to this tournament if I
Definitely
if I say
worthy
so.
of finals.
Bit of inventory cleanup there.
It just shows how crazy stupid Garuda is. Of course, like it's not like anybody who can get Garuda can easily do that. Like, of course, there is lots of skill and knowledge involved in what Wugga is doing, but definitely Garuda is part of his success in this run. Shauny floor 24 doesn't want to fight a zoo. I don't blame him. He's water now. Zoos will be kind of scary. So I guess you need to deal. Oh, that's a misstep.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a
there you
dead
go.
Cune. That was a
You should
misstep
have
there.
commanded Cuny to stay, but again, that's not a problem. He's got 2 restore scrolls, so Cuny will survive. It's just that like you first need to do something about that.
Wugga may have missed an element with his bat being zoomed out as far as it is in a little bit of the blurriness from the Discord restream. I can't quite tell, but he may have missed the elevator. He's found quite a few rooms.
There you go. Shauny is bringing back his Cuny
Yep,
to life.
he had that restore scroll from the Bronx earlier.
No problem at all. But that just shows how easily a run can go from 0 to 100.
Yeah, Wugga did
Azure
miss
Dreams.
the elevator. It was probably the way the camera was turned, that little chunk there blocking the elevator. He did miss it. Found it again, on to 93.
That's another monster that Shauny is fighting right now that normally you don't want to fight. Not because it's like scarily, like stupidly strong, even though Naplas's are quite strong, but it's because they have such a huge HP pool that like the fight usually takes so long that in the meantime you may need to take a hit or two.
You can find them quickly. They don't spawn with double HP. They regain their HP as you spend time on the floor. So if you can find them quickly, you can kill them relatively easily. But the longer the floor goes on, the less and less you want to find them.
We can see right now that Shauny's Cuny's HP
95.
is quite low on his. 4 more floors.
It's 3.5 minutes to get the last 4 floors. With the Garuda, I mean, even without a Garuda, that's theoretically possible.
Oh yeah.
On these high of a floor, though, maybe not, but definitely possible with the Garuda. Got a block in there, okay.
Ooh, that's not a fun place to be in. But he can teleport out of it. That shouldn't be much of a problem.
Oh, I don't like that. Holy Bell? Okay.
I don't think that you needed to use Holy Bell. You could have just put Garuda on the floor and, like, you know, run away. But maybe he wants to check that fruit?
Yeah, maybe he's wanting to check the fruit. He's getting a little low. That could have been so bad. Yeah, and suddenly he doesn't want to check that fruit anymore.
And there was
my! This floor could have been so bad.
Yeah. Tower.
That snowman. Oh, man.
Tower trying to remind that, like, hey, I can still, like, put you down. Don't feel overconfident.
Exit loop? Yes, that's exactly what we want to
Beautiful.
see.
But he's not using it immediately. I guess maybe he was thinking like, okay, I already checked like 2 rooms.
Yeah,
I
he
have
had already
no time.
checked a room or two. He was fairly close to another one. I don't blame him for not using it immediately, especially being this close. If he spawns into like the next floor and doesn't see anything, he can use it immediately and know where to go. Or maybe he'll save it for 98 so he knows where to go on to get finish that tower out.
There you go, elevator. Shauny in the meantime doing
97.
very nice manipulation with CUNY, letting CUNY take the monster away from you so that you can sort of safely run away, finding an elevator going to 26.
It looks like we might see him hold it for next floor so he knows exactly where to go. I don't hate that. I do really like that actually. Oh, that's not what you want to do.
I would probably use it earlier because, you know, it might be so that like on floor 98 you will spawn into the elevator room and that exit loop goes unused, right?
Yeah,
so
and
I
I
usually
mean, he
have...
does. It is also worth noting that they don't. Shauny or Wugga does not know that Shauny doesn't have a Garuda, and him not using it could be the difference between Shauny getting 99 a second before him. He really doesn't know. We know where the elevator is, and it could. Oh.
And it's proper spawn, but yeah.
Oh, we're seeing it. Is this a sub 2?
It is a sub 2.
That is a sub 2, ladies and gentlemen. And that is our tournament winner. Wugga has emerged victorious in the Riders of the Sky tournament.
Let's try to invite our runners to...
Yeah, and he did it before the cutoff point. Re-entry is still technically allowed. That is insane. And I mean, we didn't expect to see a 99 clear at all in this tournament, but we've seen 3, I think, and one of them in less than 2 hours. I can't even put into words how crazy that is.
Oh yeah. I was wondering, like in the beginning when the tournament started, what would be roughly the average floors that our runners can reach, and I was thinking like maybe 50, maybe 60, something like this, because like second tower can be a little bit tough, but my expectations has been just like, you know, blown away.
Oh yeah, just blown.
So many entries towards like floor 70, 80, few clears. It's just amazing. I don't think that Shauny has yet caught up. I did send the message, but probably he's in the zone of trying to go fast.
Welcome in, Panda. Welcome in, Panda. I hope you did not just join the stream, because we are already done here. Wugga is victorious in sub 2 hours with a 99 floor clear. I hope you didn't miss that, man. Yeah. Oh, this is definitely one you're going to want to watch back, Panda. This was an insane ride. So we'll get the runners in here for an interview momentarily, but does chat have any questions they would like to ask either of the runners? Now would be the time to get them in chat so we can have them prepared.
Wugga did say that he needs like a little bit of a moment to like calm himself down, and I think Shauny just still didn't see the message, because again he's just trying to play fast.
He's very likely expecting another full hour yet, not an invitation to
interview.
To an interview. Yeah, he might.
Like, if it was against me and somebody told me before 2 hours, yeah, the match is over, I would be like, what? Yeah, now Shauny finally responded, and he just laughed, and I don't blame him at all. Because normally around this time it's when we send the message like, hey, no more re-entries are allowed. Not that like, hey, it's the end. And now we've got Wugga here. Hello, Wugga. Congratulations, GG.
Yeah, GG, Wugga, man. That was an insane climb, man. GG.
And we've got Shauny as well. Hello, Shauny.
Yeah, GG, Shauny.
Hey, Shauny. GG.
No! What the hell was that luck?
That is
Yeah.
the that's the power of the first climb, man. That's the power of the first climb.
Also Garuda, obviously.
Well, yeah, obviously. If you manage to get around 2 hour mark in 99 without Garuda, I'd just be terrified of you more so.
Yeah, it was a wild ride. Wugga spent probably like an easy 20 minutes playing with barongs on 2 floors. One of them had barong and spiders. The other one had barong and Garuda. And wouldn't you know, the barong Garuda floor just happened to have a Garuda egg laying on the floor.
Yeah. Well, I was debating back and forth. I did not get basically anything decent for the Belrong on the first floor. I didn't get a wind crystal, and I'm like, okay, this floor is absolutely horrible for monsters. So, like Batnell's like right there. I'm like, I'm just gonna call it that he might die, and I'm gonna try to get an early start in the second one. So I just straight up died. That was my logic, and then I just never found any items at all.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
For you, Shauny, it was quite tough because, like, in the end, you had 5 entries, so all of those like early entries were a little bit of tough for you. But unfortunately for you, Wugga did not die on floor 3. He was able to like get himself out of those battle situations, and then there was a Scarlet Wand, I think, on floor 4 already.
Yeah, pretty early on.
Yeah.
Okay.
That floor 3 was absolutely terrifying. Like immediately just coming to face with bad nails. This is not good. I'm surprised I even made it past it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm just happy just to get to the grand finals for once. Like I normally get knocked off like round 2, and I sent China to losers bracket, so you know.
I've got a question for you, Shauny.
Yeah, what's that?
How did it feel playing with Golf Wand?
Oh, actually, I
Ooh.
couldn't rename it. I was actually going to say I hate this.
Yeah,
Uh,
I do actually want to. I want to ask you about how did your Kyun end up becoming wind? I know you at one point used a block into it, but it stayed fire or whatever it was at the time. And then I looked back, and you have a wind Kyun, and I look back again, and you have a golf one. And I didn't think it was intentional, but then you had a
Nope.
golf one, and I wasn't sure if maybe it was, or maybe you were just trying to make the best of it. But I completely missed how did you end up with Wind Kyun?
so basically, at that point, I found 0 recovery items for MP. So whatever seeds went into his mouth.
That's
Simple as
kind of
that.
what I figured happened.
Oh,
I did
okay.
not. I didn't think it would have been an intentional thing, but
No, and
I didn't see it, and it was burning in the back of my mind, like, oh, I have to.
no. So I found in total 3 pita fruits in the entire time. And apart from the ones given from mom and stuff like that, it's like, okay, egg has to go to this, egg has to go to that. I'm like, okay, this is getting kind of annoying now. You know, and then I'm like, cool, whatever is edible. I'm like, I don't care if he gets paralyzed or poisoned or whatever. If it's safe, I'm feeding it to him. I don't care about identifying him. And whatever gave me 3 MP to feed him was the case. And the only one I disliked is I didn't mind the wind one for a little bit, but then it got extremely scary because all of a sudden there's a bunch of water creatures everywhere again. And I managed to get the sea seed, and I just died, but whatever. I was just trying to feed whatever I could to keep his MP up to a manageable, safe level before hopefully trying to look for around a safe floor for pita fruit of some sort. So it was just chance. I just threw a wind seed at him.
In that final climb, you were finally set like to go very
Mhm.
high because you did find the stream one. You were water. You had fairly okay inventory, so that was already like good time. But I also have one question because at some point I think you lost that double defense trait. Did you do another fusion?
Yes, I had no MP recovery. Stealth
Okay.
had to replenish Queenie's MP.
Oh, okay, I get you.
And it was wind to wind, so I wasn't losing the typing anyway. So I'm like, well, whatever. I might as well just give him 42 MP or whatever. But I also had like a green stat because it showed it was like 22 out of 21 at the time. And I'm like, I didn't know that was the case.
Okay. I still have one question to Wugga
Sure.
because Wugga, don't take it like the wrong way, but I think like for you this first hour was very, very slow because normally you are much faster, but this time it was like 1 hour 14 15 floors. That was like so unlike of you. Was that a strategy for the final, or it's just that the tower was like that and you had too much fun playing with barongs?
No, I think it's just the fact that this tournament, more so than any other, you kind of play in a bubble, because just between like barong items that are completely random between the two players and possible re-entries, you don't really even think about your opponent. But yeah, I did notice like it took me a long while to get to the 20s. I think I hit around the 1 hour 9 minutes mark. So yeah, definitely a slow one. And then of course barong gambling contributed a lot to that as well, because Arachnes and Garudas on a barong floor. Oh heck yeah, we're trying to get a Roche off of this. Didn't happen, but
Yeah.
all panned out in the end. But yeah, I didn't have a specific strat. I just played the way I always do, pretty much.
Okay.
Just
Because around this time, like when it was your first entry, you were floor 15. That's when Shauny caught up on his 5th entry, if I recall right.
oh wow.
So
No,
Yeah.
I could not find anything for items. The 5th entry is the only time I actually could book it.
yeah, or was it? I think it was 4th entry, and that's when you hit that amazing monster. Then tell us.
Yeah, did you
tell us
know
about it.
you can use a miscellaneous bell by accident, thinking it's a holy bell, and then everything gets stronger and scarier after you're stuck in a holy scroll?
Yeah.
That
The thing
was
is, it wouldn't have been bad if I had stealth, though. I would have just done the immortality thing and just waited.
right, and we did talk. I thought you were gonna try and do that, but you were surrounded. You had no room to pick the stealth back up at that point.
No, it was stealth was not out. Queenie was out. I did not want to get stuck with the remaining climb, with depending on finding an egg and just having a stealth.
Yeah.
So I could have released Queenie back into, or sent him back home, did the immortality thing. I didn't find a single tumna fruit. That really annoyed me as well. I was like, I couldn't bank on that as well. I had like I think one Aleem fruit, 0 tumna, a lot of paralysis herbs, actually a ton of them, and then I found like 3 sleep herbs in total or something. But like I didn't find a tumna fruit, and that normally is like my safety strat of, I can just wait. But I didn't want to get rid of Queenie for the sake of getting through the monster den. And I tried to do a shove, whatever, but I realized, oh wait, I didn't put the one to the side of me asleep. I should have survived with like 1 HP and banked on a miss. And then I just got smacked to death, and that was that.
Yeah, I don't think that there was
Yeah.
any out of that situation. It was just like too unfortunate.
Yeah, and nothing in that room was liftable. Not a single monster.
Nope, it was sabers and wee dogs everywhere. And one threw a piece of meat at me, which I found very insulting. And I had to laugh at that. Because Queenie was out for a brief second. I used the Holy Scroll. And then you see this little piece of meat fly across the thing at a very slow frame rate. I'm like, okay.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Before I go
Wugga-
to questions from the chat, because we've got few, especially to Wugga, I still have one question to you, Wugga, related to your strategy once you got the Garuda, because for a few floors you were walking around carrying Cuny. Tell us about it.
Yes, that was gonna be my question as well.
Oh.
What was the thought about that? Were you trying to just be a little safer, or?
Yep, that's it. That's just it. Garuda runs are volatile, to say the least. So even if I had a couple of restore scrolls, familiar bells, all that, there's no telling if you're eventually going to lose it. So initially I thought I'm going to fight, and I've been practicing with 2 familiars, different kinds of familiar combos, having them out at the same time. So it was just a safe strat. But then after a couple of floors, I realized, yeah, this isn't gonna fly anymore. Cuny's level 15. I'm on 49. Yeah, we should send the guy back home.
Yeah, I can understand
Yeah.
that, because your HP was so low that like sooner or later you would be in, one hit territory. And that's the scariest thing when you're like with Garuda. If you can take at least 1 hit, then it's a little bit better. But if you cannot take any, like you had few of those situations where, you're in the elevator room, but then you hit a blind trap. What do? You
Yeah.
wait and hope that nothing will show up and kill you. So yeah, I can.
I think I
totally-
used a holy bell in one of those situations.
You
actually.
did. You did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, random odd note. I just found a 40th clover next to my PS2.
Interesting.
I have way too many of them. Apparently, one fell out from somewhere. And okay, that's not that didn't help at all. Clearly.
Okay, so I've got
Go
like
to,
2 questions from
Yeah,
the
questions
chat.
from chat? Yeah, questions
Yeah, and
from
they're
chat.
basically like all to Wugga, like why? Or how does it feel to realize you're
Because
actually
why?
a god? Why did Wugga won and why did I miss it? Stuff like that. So Wugga, I don't know whether you're aware. You're probably aware because the official world record for the second tower was yours, 2 hours 17 minutes. This is way better than that. Of course,
Oh yeah, like
it cannot
we
be off world record because we don't allow the seeded runs, right? But
Well, that and the first floor is different.
crazy.
right.
Yeah,
Well, and
Barong
like
on first floor. It
we
makes
did
it quite.
mention at one point that we didn't expect to see a max 99 floor at all in the entire tournament. But not only did we see like three, at least three.
Actually, 3 people this call have got to floor 99. Just pointing that
Oh,
out.
I guess it's 4 then. But
In the
Shauny,
tournament?
you sent Wugga 2 losers with a 99 Garuda floor.
Yep.
Wugga won his way to reset the bracket and then won the entire tournament with his own 99 Garuda floor in sub 2 hours. We didn't expect to see 99 at all, let alone sub 2 hours. That's
Yeah.
insane.
We're running a chat. Please help us. What should we do for the next tournament? This was
Yeah.
supposed to kill the runners and scare people. Come back and do it later. We destroyed the second tower as well this tournament.
The point was it was supposed to be hard for us so we wouldn't max. And here we are. So yeah, we need to come up with maybe a little more difficult things for next
Oh
time.
man,
Random toolkit second tower. Let's go.
it's not
Oh,
like
no.
this wasn't stressful enough.
Somebody in the chat suggests Palumparams for the tournament.
Hey, I did not. I got to floor 41. That was my first ever match. I didn't realize wind crystals were so rare.
Yeah.
Other than that, unless you guys have any extra input, I think that's gonna be it for us.
Yeah.
I just want to say it's been a lot of fun organizing this thing, and I'm surprised everyone did so well. Like, again, this wasn't supposed to be a tournament where, again, I think we had 3 or 4 99 clears in total. On average, it's like floor 40 to 60 for matches, which is, again, kind of bonkers when you take into account the level scaling of the monsters. So I have no idea what to do in the next tournament. Someone else had to come up with that.
It'll probably be a little while yet. We got some time, so.
Oh yeah, we're ending the year. That's good.
Yeah.
In the meantime, though, for those that are interested in joining our Discord, I'll plug our link a final time here. You can come in and check out our Shauny has a post somewhere with our stats for this tournament if you're interested in that.
Yeah, we need to update that.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of different things. We have the randomizer. You can download our state display tool here if you're like a streamer or something. You can use that. There's all kinds of things. Feel free to check that out. Don't need to be a speedrunner or anything like that. Just have a love for Azure Dreams. That's more than enough. Other than that, thank you to SpeedGaming. Thank you, Chai, for helping me out today. And thank you, Shauny and Wugga, for putting on an amazing show for us today. That was so fun to commentate.
Yeah,
And
I can't wait to watch it back.
Oh god, please just watch your screen. Don't watch mine. I think that was the worst luck since that stupid marathon run for RPG Blitz I've had. I just could not get anything. But I did not try to paralyze a zoo, so you know.
That's always a plus.
We're making strides every day.
Yeah.
Until next time, guys. We'll catch you later. Have a good day.
I want to thank. I want to just lastly thank all my opponents throughout this tournament. I had such a blast with this one. This was so much fun. So thanks to Clay, Revan, Shauny, Chai, Shauny again, Shauny yet again.
Well, the one thing we have to stress as well is Sustaina doing the wonderful layout for us.
Oh, right,
absolutely.
right. I can't believe I forgot that. Sustaina made this beautiful layout for us.
And also a programmer who made the stupid programming or de-randomizing randomizer that made all this possible too.
I believe Sustaina is in our thing, in our commands here somewhere.
If you do,
Azure
comes up.
Yep, there's Sustaina's layout. Give him a shout out too. Check him out. He does some amazing artwork as well. He's a member of our community for a while as well. Yeah, and I guess until next time, guys. See ya.
Bye.
See you in the next tournament.
Bye.